while the women you like don't like you. It's mandatory to talk about it.
I was just patient, never try skating. Fuck niggas hating.
Simply put, this is happening because you are liking women for all the wrong reasons. I know. Nobody want to hear that. I don't even want to hear that. As a kid, I was always entitled. You know, being a young, handsome young man, I always felt like I can just get anything I wanted. And we like the things that glitz and glamour. So we go for the top of the line, the thing that's the most prettiest, the most sparkling item. In modern dating, there's a couple of things that we need to understand. And this is something that no video like this is going to show you. Life is going to teach you regardless if you like what I'm saying or not. So that's why I don't have any shame with saying this video. And especially because I know me myself, I've learned this lesson. That's why I created a channel like this in hopes that I can validate other men who have taken the same route I've taken and help other men who follow behind men like me. And then, and then I have sons. So I definitely want to be a role model to them. But to cut out all the excess chit chat, I want to help you understand the deeper reasons behind why the women that you like don't like you. Okay. Number one, you prioritize her appearance. And when I say you prioritize her appearance, that means that's what you are looking for. You are looking for what your eyes see fit. Not with your mind, your heart, nothing else. Your eyes. I'm guilty. This is not a judgment. Okay? We see what looks good, and that's what we want. And then it could be standing right next to something that's not as glitz and glamorous, and that ain't what we want. Let me help you understand something, though. Most women, upwards 80 to 90%, are average looking women. Yep, I said it. See, here goes the fun part about being a man. The man you're looking at right here, there's no filters on him. There's no enhancements. You know what I'm saying? There's no makeup. There's nothing on me. So if a woman likes me when she sees me, what you see is what you get. But that's not the same story with women. See, when it comes to women, they have extensions, weaves, wigs, lace fronts. We don't know all the terminology, but I've heard them all. They get their eyebrows done, they got their eyelashes, they got the contact lenses that show their face or eyes a different color. They do stuff to the lips, the Botox. They got veneers on their teeth. You know what I'm saying? So everything is perfectly white. You know what I'm saying? And then they have the implants, and then they have, they might work on the gut, but all of them don't. Then they got the BBL, very famous. You know what I'm saying? Then they got the nails done. Then they got the designer clothes and the designer bags. And we look at this woman and we think, that's a dime. That's a 10. See, this part might not apply to you, and that's fine. This is just how my brain works. But I date fives and ups. Have you ever heard a man say that? The reason why I say I date fives and ups because this is my logic on it. And if you feel it, leave a like in the comment or whatever. But when I see a woman, if she is like without enhancements, if she's a 5 or better, she's fine. Because I know that woman that looks like a 10 with all those enhancements, once she takes all that stuff off, she's going to drop like 3-4 points. I've experienced it. So although it is good and fun to look at when you see a woman and we like, geez, she snacking. When you pursue this woman and over pursue this woman and overvalue this woman only for, depending on how insecure she is, because I've dated women who wouldn't be caught dead without a wig on. I've dated women that wouldn't allow me to see them if their hair wasn't done. So it depends on where she holds herself. You might see this woman one day, maybe a month, 3 months, like I said, it depends on the woman, down the line, in her rawness, and be like, this ain't a dime at all. She's average. Now, this is where the problem comes in, though. Okay, because like I said, I'm a man and I like things that look good too. The problem is that average looking woman that you turned away, that you wasn't interested in. Come on, hear me out. You turned that average woman away that maybe was a 6 for the woman that looked like a 9. But she had a better character. 6 had a better character. 9 had a nasty attitude, entitled, wanted you to pay all her bills. You know what I'm saying? Called you ugly. You know, insults you. Man, I can go on and on and on. But you pick the 9 over the 6 because it looked better. But then a couple of months in, that 9 takes off all the cosmetics, and she might even be a 4 to 5. Especially when we looking at online pictures and we got filters, and these filters is adding 3-4 points on. I'm telling you, they are. This is real life experience. So that's number one reason why the women that you like don't like you, is because you are picking the women who are doing things to enhance themselves, to put them in the realm to qualify for the highest possible valued man, or the one that makes the most money, and the one with the 6-pack, and the one that's 6 feet. Okay? But the woman who likes you, you don't like her because what's standing right next to her appears to look better. You are prioritizing appearance over value. That's why the women that like you, you don't like, and the women that you like don't like you. That's number one. Okay? Number two, you're probably dating for status. You know what? Again, no judgment. I'm a man. I've been a man my whole life, 39 years. And one thing I've definitely done over the course of my time dating, who knows, I started probably 14, I don't know, guessing, is I always wanted the bad chick. I wanted the chick that would have been arm candy. I wanted the chick that I would look good with. A lot of times in my life, real life, I've had chicks that my homeboys would be like, gee, she look good. And then I'd have to be the one to say, she really ain't that good though. And they'd be like, what are you talking about? I'd be out on a date with a woman, and then I have some older guy look at me and be like, in reference to the chick I'm with. But I'd look back at him and be like, you don't even know what I'm going through. Okay? Toxic, piss poor morals, self-seeking, selfish, entitled, arrogant, disrespectful. I can go on and on and on with the stuff that I've dealt with in order to bring me to this point where I can make videos like this. Experience did that. But my point is to say that when you date for status, you looking for that woman that make you look good. Women do this too, but this video is for my fellas. And she's gonna make you look good because she's hanging on to you, and everybody's looking at you like, okay, you got him a little thing. And trust me, even 2025, when I meet men, the first thing they want to do is show me a picture or a video of the woman that they're dating, or women that they're dating. That's what men do. So this is number two reason why the women that you like don't like you, or the women that like you don't like. It's because you're dating for status. Okay? I had to keep it 1,000 with you on that one. Okay? If you're dating for status, then you're dating for all the wrong things. Number three, right person, right place, wrong time. Maybe the woman that you like is in a relationship. Maybe the woman that you like is in that in-between part, like when you are single, but you're not really ready to go full-fledged into another relationship. Your emotions aren't, you're not fully healed yet. It happens to us men. I'm being so diplomatic on this video right here because it happens to men and women. Okay, but maybe that's why the women that you like don't like you, because she's not even looking for what you're looking for right now, brother. She's just looking to have fun. She's fresh. She wants to forget about bad memories. She's in that time period where she just needs time away from relationships. It's the right person, right place, wrong time. She's not ready for a healthy relationship. She'd entertain you and stuff like that, brother, but it wouldn't go nowhere. And then that's when you really get the feeling like, geez, man, why the women that I like don't like me? Now this ain't fun. Dating is already hard for a man, but then to add on these extra elements and stuff is like, oh my god. But the key, in my opinion, is I don't give up. I don't play that giving up stuff. I ain't never won anything by quitting. I don't know what the positive outcome is that comes from quitting, other than maybe gaining a little bit of peace. But the thing is, if you have a desire that you want, quitting doesn't get you that desire unless that desire has nothing to do with what you're quitting. That's a whole nother story. Back to it. Number 4, you're ignoring incompatibilities. Again, this is not a judgment. I'm guilty. That's why this is my own list that I can write up based on my experiences. How many times have you dated a woman and you was just so infatuated with maybe the way she felt? Maybe she was love bombing you and making you feel like you was just the best thing she ever had in her life. And then you would see and hear things and it would be like, that don't make sense. That doesn't add up, but you would ignore them. Or maybe, especially when it comes to conversations about religion, that's very important to a man long term. Up front, we tend to avoid having these conversations because politics and religions are some of the most problematic conversational pieces. So we don't even talk about that. And then you get to liking on somebody, and then a few months in, you realize that you're not compatible spiritually. And then now that's a big issue. Okay, this is big. This is huge right here. And I knows what I'm talking about. But this is why the people that you like don't like you, and the people that like you don't like them, because you ignore incompatibilities. You are so infatuated with whatever it may be, brother. Maybe it's the what she's trailing behind. You know what I'm saying? What's trailing behind her? Maybe you are a top heavy lover. Maybe you just like how she got the 30-inch weave. I don't know what your deal is. I'm thinking about myself, but I'm trying to relate. We get the rose colored glasses on, and we get to not want to ask certain questions because we secretly don't want to know the truth. And then it's inevitable that we find out the truth, and it's inevitable that we understand and realize that we were incompatible with this person. Guilty. Number 5, you fear settling. Mm-hmm. Guilty again. You get to talking to somebody, you liking them up front, things start advancing, and then you start finding little knickknacks. I don't really like that. I wish that was better. That could be better. I'll give you a better example. The movie Boomerang. If you young, you might not know what it is, but it's starring Eddie Murphy. I'm a movie. Hell, those are DVDs behind me. I collect DVDs. I'm an old school cat. One of my favorite movies is Boomerang, and it's starring Eddie Murphy, and it's from probably the 80s, early 90s. And he was a good looking, successful black man, and he had options. And he would get with a chick, and then he would, after sleeping with her, he'll pull the blanket back and look at her toes. And if she had bunions and stuff, he would get freaked out, and then he'll sneak out the house and he'd be like, "Oh man, her feet was ugly." And then one day he was talking to his friends, played by David Allen Greer and Martin Lawrence in the movie. At lunch, they went to lunch together. They all work for the same firm, and at lunch they were like, "Man," David Allen Greer asked him, "Don't you think you've been a little bit too picky?" He said, "I'm looking for perfection." Well, when it comes to fearing settling, you can be a little bit too picky. I'm guilty again. You start to nitpick and pick out any and anything, everything that is not ideal. And then you could come off a little bit judgmental. Guilty again. Okay, so this is why the women that you like don't like you, because they're doing that to you too, brother. They're picking one little thing out. They're saying, "Oh, he's too short. He weighs too much. He don't make enough money. He don't have a six pack. He got a dad bod. I don't like his job. Oh, he got too many kids." Come on now. That is why. Okay, we are dating for all the wrong reasons. That is why the women you like don't like you, and the women that like you don't like them. Oh man, I don't want to upset nobody, but somebody got to do it. Number number 6. You just may be addicted to the chase. Again, guilty, especially in my early stages of dating. Being addicted to the chase, you are in this cycle, this perpetual cycle, this everlasting cycle. It's rinse and repeat, where you just like to conquer things. I don't think it's a guy thing, because more modern women are doing this nowadays, where when they don't have what they say, people want what they can't have. So when they don't have you, they're hyper focused on you. And we do this to women as well. We're hyper focused on getting her, and we're on our best behavior. And then once we get her, we get lackadaisical. We start chilling. We're like, all right, we lose motivation. And I'm guilty of this. And one thing I could say that would help us in this situation to where we're not being like a serial dater, um, is if you start pacing yourself better. But that's easier said than done. I mean, when you are a desirable man, sometimes, you know, things happen too fast. If I can just keep it PG. So you'll be talking to a woman, and then things happen so fast, and then you lose motivation because you're like, well, there's nothing else to work for. And you're just addicted to that thrill of the chase. And once the chase is over, and she's harassing you, and she's on your line every day, and you only have to do nothing, and she's saying, "Good morning, handsome. Good afternoon, handsome. What are you doing? Hey, love." All this, and then now you start to get annoyed. I'm guilty. I'm trying to tell you something. Now you like, can you like give me some space? You smothering me. You just might be addicted to the chase. And all of these things are unhealthy. There might be some things that we need to address in ourselves first. We might need to stay single for a while, and not try to date, and get ourselves mentally, spiritually, emotionally prepared for the things that we actually desire in our heart. Because one thing I know for sure, being a spiritual Christian man, is that the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So one thing he's definitely going to do is he's going to try to steal your faith. He's going to try to steal, your belief that there's somebody out there for you. So he's going to send allow a lot of people who have no good intentions your way, and you're going to start to get discouraged as a man. And then you start to settle, and then you start to deal with people that you wouldn't normally deal with, and tolerate things that you wouldn't normally deal with. Or maybe you're starting to tolerate things you always dealt with that you want to change. And it becomes a struggle, a mental, emotional, spiritual struggle for you to accomplish successful, healthy dating. And I'm a firm believer at the same time that there's going probably the one that's for you is probably right there in your face, but you can't see her, because to not see something is to overlook it. So if you're focused on the background, you can't see what's in the foreground. And vice versa. If you're focused on the foreground, you can't see what's in the background. Okay, it's just like my camera right now. I'm in focus, my background's blurred. But if it was in focus and I was blurred, you'd hear me. You'd see a figure moving with a red beanie on, but you can't focus on me. That's the same way our brains work. So if you are overlooking a good thing, you can't see it. You're going to get what you're looking for. You're going to get that woman that looks better. And then that good woman goes on, and some man who has learned these lessons in life, he gets good woman. You get bad bitch. Bad bitch gives you a hard time. She gives you bad feelings. Okay? Bad credit. It's all bad. You get what you asked for. You get what you were looking for. That's just how it goes. What's the solution to this? Again, I say stay single a little bit longer. One. Two, slow down the pace. Don't allow a woman to lead. Don't do it. I'm guilty. This is not a this is not no judgment. I mean, if I'm gonna be 100% transparent with you, just 2 nights ago, I went out on a what I thought was a respectful date, and the woman, she didn't force me to do nothing, but we went out for some drinks. We was chilling. We was laughing, having a good old time. On the way home, I was dropping her off, and she was like, "Want to come back to my crib and have some more drinks?" I was like, "Nah, I don't want to drink no more because I ain't gonna be able to go home." That was me trying to pace or set the pace, and I failed. I failed. She was like, "Well, I want to get a bottle, so if you can pull over here and give me a bottle, and you coming back to my crib," and I felt like a piece of me felt obligated, and I did it. Went back, things happened, and then now I have to deal with the repercussions of those actions. Because things went so fast that the things that were red flags, they're showing up, and I'm like, see, I just did the same thing that I'm trying to stop. It's a cycle. So this is why I did this video the way I did it, because like, okay, this is what's going on here, and I know it. I'm sure of it. Okay, and I don't judge, and I don't want to be judged, but I don't care if you do. I'm being transparent, and you can't expose me if I'm telling you what's really going on. But I do help. Excuse me. I do help. Hope. I said it again. That this video has validated somebody out there, and it can potentially help somebody out there. And if it did, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe. But if you are new to my channel, my name is Jerome, and this has been another episode of The Superb World. Until next time, 2 fingers, y'all. All right.